We're gonna start the show. You gotta do it with a lot of bravado.
My baby, he's the one for me. Hey everyone, welcome back to Condone Yourself. We're here to talk about season 14, episode 14. I'm Joe, and we have OT.
What's up, people?
And we have Kelly.
Hey everybody.
I liked this episode. There was no surprises for me. So let's start talking at the very beginning, I guess, about the tic-tac talk.
Tic-tac
talk. Tic-tac talk.
Triple T's.
I always like this episode for a couple of reasons. One, I do like when they have the little one-on-ones and it's kind of more conversational. And then I think it's usually the same episode then when they do the younger self portraits.
Yes.
And have to talk to. So it's always just so sappy and sweet. I just think this episode, especially for me, made it very apparent how much these queens care about each other. I think they all genuinely like each other and want each other to do well. I don't remember in the episode, the seasons I've watched, so the last 7 or 8 or whatever, that when you got to the top 5, them all so tight knit, I guess.
I agree with you. There has not for me, and I think that's been this entire season, with the exception of the few episodes where half the season, where Diabetes was really, being kind of disgusting. These queens all have been so genuinely nice, so genuinely kind to one another. They've rooted for each other. They've helped each other. They've cheered each other on. And I can't remember a season like this ever as far as the compatibility and camaraderie of the queens.
And I think every season now that they've done this, they get further and further away from that Tic Tac bowl.
That's true.
They don't even sit at the table with the Tic Tac bowl. It's over in the corner.
They didn't even focus. It was always out of focus.
But it was always present. The Tic Tac bowl is an honorary guest.
Yeah. I think it's just digitally added in the shot.
I just want one season, and I don't care if no one else does it before this show goes off air. I'm going to work my hardest to become a drag queen just to get to the top 5, just so that on a single episode, I want someone to go and dump that whole bowl of Tic Tacs into their pocket and walk off the stage. I just want that to happen just one time. And honestly, I thought Diabetes was going to give me that moment. I was like, if there's anyone who would do this, it's Diabetes.
Yeah.
Dia, I want you to go take those Tic Tacs and throw them all in your pocket. And then she didn't, and I was super disappointed. I thought she was going to give me that.
Willow could take them and dump them in her bathtub.
With spaghetti.
That was good.
I think of all the conversations, really the one that revealed something that we didn't know yet was about Lady Camden's brother.
Right.
I think most of the other chit chats were things that we knew about already, right?
Yeah.
Or revisiting some things that had come up during the season. So not a lot of new information, but that one was new and was really revealing in the way that she talked about how she handled that and why she ended up in America and how she maybe closed off a little bit, which makes complete sense, right?
Right. Speaking strictly as a regular human being, the way Willow talks is disturbing to me. Willow speaks like someone with suicidal ideation.
I think in the Tic Tac situation, it did make sense about learning to live with the fact that we will die, and those that made sense to me. It was a little bit more soulful understanding about life, and that's the inevitability and not being so scared and letting go of that. But it was a little bit darker in the talking to your little self,
to your younger self. Yeah. That was when that's when it turned for me. And then I just started replaying everything that had been said the entire episode with Willow, and I started thinking like, you speak like someone with suicidal ideation. Like if
Yeah, and
if I was
maybe
a
it's
good
just,
friend, I would be nervous.
yeah, but maybe it's just like that is her way of coping and understanding,
Right.
and
Yeah, and
I got
I'm sure a person like that who has been so close to death, and
yeah,
they just have an understanding that a regular person like myself would never have.
yeah.
And
It
that and
sounds
maybe and that's what I could be misinterpreting.
right, and like multiple times close to death. It seems like I
Yeah.
think she's had multiple brushes.
I mean, she's had to think about it.
Yeah,
Right.
Like, there was
Constant.
no like delusion of it all. It was like right there in front of her face. She had to think about it.
which
Right.
I really appreciated. Carson was the one that said, but it was just like, what the thing about her is that she's dealt with much bigger things than like messing up Drag Race. So
Right.
like this isn't gonna bother her that much.
I will say, to kind of turn the tone a little bit, I really enjoyed the fact that Rue called out that she didn't think Daya was even going to be in the
Oh
top.
my gosh.
I
How
was like,
amazing was that moment?
yes.
That was
How?
gonna be my can do if we didn't talk about it, but I laughed so hard.
Oh
and
my God.
I
The
didn't.
the amount of space that my chin took up on my chest in that moment. It's Rue's show, right?
Yeah.
It's Rupaul's Drag Race. So you're allowed to say whatever the hell
Whatever
you
the hell you
want,
want,
right? And it's so weird because on Drag Race, you're primed to expect the unexpected on Drag Race.
Sure.
But that took it to like, that was a whole new level of unexpected.
That was
I
so
was
good.
not.
She just set her up. She's like, so did you expect to be here? Like, oh yeah, really? Because I didn't.
I bet
really
from
good.
now on, no one will answer that question. We'll be like, what you got to say first?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. What did you
first.
think?
You first. Yeah, and then I do love just listening to Angie talk. I just want to hear Angie say stories about like, back home and how they call her little Bodie, and how her mom says, make it look like art. Make it look like art. Like, I had to turn on the subtitles. Like, what is she saying?
Was she saying art or odd?
Art.
Art.
Make it look
Okay.
like art.
Oh, because I kept hearing odd. I definitely heard odd, ODD.
Well,
Yeah.
I wasn't sure what I was hearing, but the subtitles say art.
I wasn't sure either, and I didn't care. It's like that's the whole
Yeah.
thing. I'm just like, I don't care. I love whatever you're selling. I'll
Yeah.
take 5. Then she was calling Michelle auntie, which was great.
Yes.
You
Yeah,
know,
these my
just-
aunties.
she's
Yeah, it
so
was-
cool. She's such a
yeah.
cool queen.
She's so in person, she is equally fun.
I
Like
believe it.
the night I met her, she was so engaging on the microphone after she performed. And even when we went to take photos afterwards, when I walked up, because I'm so tall, she had been sitting for everyone else. And then when I came over, she was like, oh no, baby, I'm a stand for you. And then she put her hand on my chest and she was like, you are a big old man. And it felt so natural and it felt so authentic.
Yeah.
She was like, I can't be looking like the Lollipop Guild next to this.
Yeah. The same way you feel about, well, we all feel about Angeria, I feel about Bosco. I can listen to Bosco speak forever. The insight, the intelligence that just rolls out of Bosco's mouth when they are speaking, I eat that up. I eat that up. I love people who are layered and have different types of intelligence.
Yeah.
And Bosco has multiple types of intelligence, and they are all always on display.
This episode really helped me realize like the recap of the season, because it's been such a long winding road, but I did not realize Bosco had the most wins and that they were the comedy challenges. So I started to see patterns. I was like, oh, I didn't even like pick up on that fact. But what a wild thing to, like, you were eliminated, but you also have the most wins
And had gotten the most money. Like, she's gotten $15,000, and I think the second.
Plus, she has 3 mini challenges, so
Yeah.
some of those are prizes too. So yeah,
That's
she's
right.
won quite a bit of money.
Like, I fully think that anybody could take this out of this group.
I-
There's not a weak
yeah.
link.
In my opinion, there's only 2 that should win this.
All right, who?
Well, we can talk about that later.
Okay. Teaser. That was a teaser, folks.
Right.
All right. Anything else from the Tic Tac Patty Whack?
Nope.
Let's go to the video.
I will say that I really loved the foreshadowing that Michelle was like, sometimes things are happening really quick. Oh, and now that you've learned the choreography, we're going right into shooting the video.
Yeah.
I thought that was so awesome.
Surprise.
Poor Angeria. That really hurt her tremendously.
I really feel for Angeria because I would be the same way. Like, I'm a good dancer, but because I've taken a few dance classes where you have to be like 5, 6, 7, 8, and like count in your head. And it took me a while to finally get to the point where it didn't look like I was counting in my head, and kind of robotic. And so to do all of that fast and try to pick it up fast. And like was said later, she was surrounded by some people that picked it up right away.
Right.
And that is really hard when you're the only one struggling.
And she knew it.
Yeah.
And choreography has always gotten to her, but she's always had the day to kind of get it together,
right,
and prepare. And this happening all at once. Honestly, I think she did a great job, like faking it till she made it. It wasn't her strong suit. But
when we get to the judging, that's like, okay. So let's talk about the music video,
the outfits.
We need to talk about
the outfits.
I don't even want to go. I don't care what order we go in, but I need to say this: Daya Betty. Oh my God, that outfit, that hair.
Yep, Bosco wore the same hair.
It was perfection.
It was a great choice.
Perfection. The mug, she was giving it to the camera. The attitude, like, I for sure thought Daya Betty was going to walk away with the win. Although Camden was super strong, I thought Daya Betty was by far the standout of the music video.
And she listened to Michelle's advice.
To Angeria.
Right.
Here's the thing, OT. First of all, I want to congratulate you because not only has Daya Betty grown this season, but so have you. I love to hear you actually say her name. So I couldn't take my eyes off of Daya Betty in that outfit, in the video. I love that the queens are sharing wigs because we saw that wig before on Bosco. And she was dynamite.
Daya blew me away. I mean, I could not stop. As a matter of fact, in general, the entire video blew me away. For me, that's one of the best music videos they've done on Drag Race. It was so entertaining. The choreography was so beautiful. It was so cool. The colors, it was one of the best videos I think they've ever done.
Rue was cracking me up behind the camera in that all white get up.
Looking high as hell.
Sure did.
He was just like,
she looked super high, like she had just smoked a giant.
Every time they panned to him, I was cracking me up.
Yes, it was crazy.
The biggest two misses from the video was Bosco's outfit and Angeria's outfit. Angie, this was going to be by condone, but we can talk about it now because it needs to be said. That shoulder pad situation. Well, one, it was a bodysuit, which Michelle's going to be mad about.
Right.
Two, those shoulders pads, whatever was happening there, because every time she moved, they they came up into her face, and it just looked so bad. So any movement, any dancing she was doing, they didn't move properly, so they were kind of like bunching. It was all around not good.
I wasn't even paying that any attention because I was too busy paying attention to her face, because I noticed that her head was constantly elevated as well. And
she was giving Naomi Campbell.
Yeah, was she? That kept drawing my eye. But for me, it wasn't as bad as Michelle was saying and as the judges were saying. So what I wonder is if they got a rough copy of the video and we got like the final edit. Yeah. Because in the final edit, I thought Angeria did well. She killed it. Like, I thought the final edit looked great. I definitely noticed the elevation.
She was probably trying to get out of the way of those crazy shoulder pads coming through.
But keep in mind, they also saw her practice and tape it. So the things that they're probably,
keying in on,
critiquing, are things that just didn't make the video, but things that did happen.
Right.
And then Bosco, I think, had an okay-ish idea for her outfit, but I was with Team Willow, where it was like intergalactic soccer mom.
I said I thought Deja left last week.
Yeah, that was Willow's face was also a disconnect. It was the same face the entire time. Her body was giving you supermodel. Her face was giving you
it was like a
sleep stale. Her face and her body were not interacting at all.
Yeah.
It was very weird.
I think this is also the case where, because they didn't have like a chance the next day to kind of prepare and get things together, I think it also impacted Willow as well.
Yep.
Because Willow does pick up choreography, but I feel like she's probably like a little bit more of a perfectionist. And they said they saw her like counting and stuff like that. So I think that's probably has a lot to do with it, because we know Willow can kill, choreography.
Yeah.
She's never done bad in any previous challenges that required it.
I did love her outfit, though. I thought it was great.
Oh, yeah, that outfit was beautiful.
Silhouette, so smart.
Yeah,
fashion.
It was fashion. It was sexy. The slits, like it was great.
Yeah. And of course, Lady Camden just killed it. I mean, for her, given her training, like picking up that choreography has to be so easy.
Yeah,
because you're trained for it. Like your brain is trained to do that.
Especially ballet.
Yeah, and so then she can not worry about that so much as just like injecting Lady Camden into it. And because her facial expressions were incredible.
Oh my God. When she was laying on the floor.
Yes. Yeah. And that's the things you can do when like which I just said, when you're just kind of carefree, because you're like, I've got the steps down, that's no problem. I can now like improvise a little bit.
Yeah. I know so many people who can dance, but for some odd reason, choreography makes them crazy. Watching people do steps and watching people, 1, 2, 3, and make it look so effortless like Camden did. I mean, you could tell all Camden was dealing with was, I'm going to be sexy. I'm going to, give you all of it through this camera. And it 100% came through. Like it was sexy. It was steamy. It was sultry. It was everything that the video needed in that moment.
And I think one thing that helps with this video too is this is one of my favorite Rue songs.
It's a really cool song.
It
gets better and better as you hear it.
Yeah. Like I would actually listen to this one like in my car,
Right.
It's a fun bop.
Lady Camden was my favorite lyrics. Like,
really?
I loved it. And the way that the cadence that it was put together, when when she kind of slowed it down a little bit. And I just fell, I was like, this is amazing. Like, that's the one that if I played this version in my car, that's the one I'm like, that's my part. This was mine. It's mine.
Well, good. We don't have to fight, because I definitely want Daya's part.
We can have it.
But Camden is just she's hit another level in these last few episodes. It's a good timing for that.
Camden knows what Camden is good at. And then Camden is like, I'm good at this. And now I'm going to show you that I'm good at it.
Yeah.
And I love that. It wasn't what we saw with Deja, right? Who's like, oh, I'm a cheerleader coach. Oh, I'm a seamstress. But you never showed us those things. And, but every time Camden told us she was good at something, she proved it.
Sure did.
And for me, that's a winner.
All right, so let's go to the runway. Take it to the runway. Run.
I don't know what the judges saw or what happened to my eyes, but Bosco's dress was ill-fitting. It was a weird piece of fabric wrapped around a beautiful bottom of a gown, because the top was a mess to me. The bottom was beautiful. I liked her shoes, but that wrap made almost no sense, except that she was trying to make those gloves work. I was super disappointed in Bosco's look.
I liked most of it, but I will agree with you. The thing that caught my attention right away while she was moving was the way that the top fit.
The bustier, yeah.
Yeah, and I think it was because, like, if you're gonna either make it tighter, it needs to be tighter, or you have to have a breastplate or something, or
Right.
boobs, because she didn't have either of those things, and so there was a big gap, and it just kind of like moved funky. But I liked the rest of it. I thought it was pretty. I thought she looked good and was giving me that kind of Marilyn Monroe from the 50s.
I thought the dress was trying really hard. It was not bad, but it definitely was not at the same level as everything else that was on the stage.
Well, I loved it.
Surprise! OT and Joe disagree.
I get what you're saying, and maybe it's because I've been just so used to the bra and panties.
Yeah,
I thought this was very refreshing. It seemed like a finale look or end of the season look. It was interesting. It was different, something I haven't seen before. Maybe the fits weren't great. I don't know, but I loved, like, everything together. It was good.
Okay.
And then next was Angeria.
I mean,
which did not miss.
I wasn't surprised.
What?
This was a beautiful look.
Oh my God, the asymmetric ruffleage.
And I just wanted to touch her whole.
Yep.
You know. Not in an assaulting type of way, but just
yeah,
and with consent,
right? Consensual touching. At my home, the people who I was with whom I was watching were discussing that there was too much happening up top, that it was too big, and I said, no, this is drag.
Yeah.
Also, look at that hair. The hair was still bigger than everything that was going. I was like. It was, yes, proportions.
That wig was beautiful.
It was gorgeous. It was gorgeous. And I loved that she was smart enough to not do anything else to it.
Yeah.
It didn't need beads. It didn't need diamonds. It was just the dress,
beautiful,
the hair, and some earrings.
Like, I've been wearing sequins and shiny things all season. Like, this time I'm not going to, but I did like the little sequin hat, like the little
nice little touch.
Yeah, that was cute.
the little church lady hat.
Yeah.
It's like the cherry on top of a sundae.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she was amazing.
All right, so now we have.
Speaking of amazing, where's my fan? Where is
Daya's look?
Fan. Did you see that?
Daya looked like she was in Bridgerton, running from a burning house. After having sex with one of the Bridgerton boys.
Yeah, and she put on her dress kind of like
to the side. Yeah, I loved it. I was like, "Thank you, Daya." Like, I love dress finally getting into her own and showing out. It's beautiful.
That was an ocular orgasm. Okay, like the color, the fit, the style, the distress, burn, singe, like, oh my,
and that putting the bustle on the side front like that could go badly, but it worked so well.
It showed body. It was placed
the
right.
Makeup, the hair. That when I say home run, Daya was just, I could have dipped her in chocolate and rubbed her all over my body.
The next one is Lady Camden, who I just thought looked like a dream. Very
gorgeous.
It was phenomenal.
Yeah. And I love how different it was from her video look.
Yeah.
You know, like, she can pull off a lot of looks.
Mm-hmm.
And I love it. I just love it.
It was reminiscent of like a princess, but like an amazing drag type of princess.
Yeah,
not like boring beauties.
Mm-hmm. That headpiece was amazing. It was it was such a beautiful touch. I love the giant earrings. Like, it was real. It was a very, very,
and her
very
makeup
showing.
Was beautiful. She paints her face very well, and I feel like it's just gotten better and better as the season's gone on.
Yeah, Rue telling her to do that lip really changed the
Oh
entire.
yeah, that's right.
It changed the entire dynamic of her face. It made her so much more interesting.
And then eek, there was a mouse on the runway.
Let me tell you something about Miss Willow.
Eek.
But when it comes to creativity, when it comes to the wow factor, Willow has not let us down but once.
When was the one? What was the one?
Just the once.
Mirror challenge.
Yeah, the mirror challenge. Yeah, with the fireworks.
Oh yeah.
It was just different.
It was boring and it was
crafty.
Yes, there's the word. It was crafty. But that mouse, and like Michelle said, she could have made that mouse sexy.
Yeah.
Right.
But she chose to make it high society.
Yeah, like Victorian mouse.
Yes, honey. Like, what are you doing? And why is it fantastic? And why do I want a mouse like that now?
Yeah, and the corset and then the velvet gloves.
Yes.
Like all of it.
I want to be a high society mouse for Halloween now.
The only thing is I wanted like a tail. I want a tail to go like this and just like in the back. That's like the only thing.
Underneath the dress.
Underneath the dress to just go like a moving like a motorized tail. Like that would have been like I would have been like
next level.
Yeah. I would have been next like done. Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah. But it was cute. At first I was like, what the hell? And I was like, okay.
I immediately loved
the details and stuff were just so good.
The hair,
not my favorite Willow look, but I still enjoy it.
It's definitely one of my top 3 looks from Willow of this season. Anything else? No, I guess we can get to the judging. I was super confused by the judging, as we've already talked about. The praise Bosco got for that dress was confusing to me. I was confused by Angeria's critiques about how she performed in the video, because the edit they showed on television, she looked phenomenal. I was just confused by the judging this week, like deeply, deeply confused. Normally on some level, I'm like, okay, I'm with you. I was on board with 3 of the critiques, but the first 2, I was like, they just took me out.
I was fine with the way the critiques they were giving. Both Bosco and Angie's outfits did not help them in the video because they downplayed everything. Angie did look up. She was looking up. But I do think a lot of the things that they were saying about her were things that they just caught in practice or while they were shooting and just not in the edit. And I think they're just looking through a fine-tooth comb because Angie, regardless of what the judges said, she was the weakest link.
I mean, at this point in the competition, you have to find things. They just have to find things. And all these queens are so incredible. So you have to find ways to demote people. And
looking through a fine-tooth comb. I'm sorry, I couldn't let that go.
Let it go.
I don't get it.
You just said that. You said looking through a fine-tooth comb. And I was like, that's not a saying.
What is it actually? It's
I don't even remember
going through it with a fine-tooth comb.
Going through it with it like you're taking it through, not looking through it.
Okay. All right. I had no idea. I didn't even
I'm just going to do the rest of the show looking through it.
Well, do you see Angeria? Do you see her mistakes? Because there were some.
No, yeah, I definitely.
And you were looking through a fine-tooth comb with Bosco.
But the way they were discussing the judging when it was just them deliberating, it seems like they do also take into account like the practice part. Yeah. That Angeria couldn't quite pick it up fast and that she was struggling with the choreography. I mean, I guess it did come through into the video because she missed a lot of the steps rather than, except for the first and the last ones. But it seems like they were taking the whole thing and judging based on how the queens were approaching that whole entire challenge. And Angeria was the one that struggled the most. The bottom 2, I see why they went there. I mean, they had to pick 2 out of 5, right? So I kind of
have to pick it. They
didn't have to, right? But it just sucks for Angeria, right? To like, this is the worst time to struggle, right? Like, you've been so strong. I mean, Angeria has 2 wins. She probably should have 5, right?
Yeah.
So like there were at least 4 other times that Angeria should have won.
Well, and they said this week too that Willow only has one. Also, she could have 6.
Yes.
So you got to take that kind of like, well, runner up. You were runner up like 5 times. So
right.
Yeah.
Here's where the report card gets a little interesting.
Yeah.
Because it's not like all these queens have shown up.
Yep.
In various times, regardless of wins throughout the competition.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard.
Yeah. I'm so interested in how a final 5 is going to go. I'm very interested in that.
But before we talk about that a little bit, let's talk about the lip sync and how we got to the final 5. So
Lady Camden deservedly wins,
yeah.
right? Like I could have gone either way with Camden or Bosco if I were in Rue's shoes. I mean not Bosco. I didn't mean to say Bosco. I could have gone either way with Camden or Daya for the win. For the win for this week. Are you kidding?
Daya was a solid second place. It was
Daya was not a solid second place.
Well, she was not as good as Camden.
Technically, she was. So
Daya, I mean, Camden inched by her because Camden
ate it up.
Camden
want to get all the dance moves.
Camden was fantastic. Yes, she was. Camden did not captivate in the exact same way that Daya did for me. Period.
Not for me.
Not for me.
Well, 2 of you can be wrong. That's fine. Multiple people have been wrong at the same time.
It's like you did a complete 180 on this diabetic.
Yeah.
Now that I'm gonna start saying diabetic, I'm gonna start rooting for diabetic.
Yeah.
Look, I told you Daya re-earned my respect last week when I got to see the cracks in the false armor, which was not back up again. Like you're seeing real Diabetes now. You're not seeing this whole put on overproduced garbage that we were getting for 7 weeks, prior to last.
Yeah.
So I can root for that.
Better when her arch nemesis Jasmine Kennedy left the competition. That's really what it is.
She's in love with Jasmine. That's what it is.
It was so funny in Untucked when they were like, we had some drama. Jasmine versus this person, Jasmine versus
yes, it was always Jasmine.
Yeah.
So Bosco skirts by, and I think they also, for the drama, wanted to set it up to be the best friends against each other. This song is so fun. So great song choice.
I hope they do it on the show. I hope they do it like on the tour.
Yes, I was thinking the same thing when they go on tour. They have to do that song together again.
Yeah, and better lip sync performing outfits though.
Yes. Yeah, because poor Willow had to pick it up like she was some like Irish housemaid.
Let me show my legs.
Yeah, she had to like pick up her and then be like, but she made it work. She made it work.
They both did.
She does a good robot. And I thought, it was so sweet towards the end when they were like riffing off of each other. I honestly thought, okay, so before the judges made their decision, what did you 2 think?
Willow.
I thought it was going to be a double save.
I knew it was going to be a double save, but I thought Willow won the lip sync.
Oh, I thought it was going to be Willow. I didn't. But as soon as they said Angeria first, and then I was like, well, it's going to be a double save.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting the double save.
Oh, the moment they put them 2 in the bottom, I was like, there's going to be a double save.
Well, wait.
You can't have a top 4 or 5, or top 4, I guess, without either of them.
When it came down to those 2, I'm like, neither one of these people deserves to go home. Like, you have to keep them both. But if I was just judging the lip sync on its own, I thought Willow won that lip sync.
That's what I thought too. And so I guess I wish I would have thought the same as you guys. I wouldn't have been so anxious as they were performing. But as soon as they said Angeria first, then I knew like, okay, well, it's definitely, they're not going to get rid of Willow.
No.
Right.
I'm so happy about the double save.
So hold up. That's what I was going to say before you move forward. Is this the first season where there were 2 double saves?
Probably.
It's been
This is the first season with the most episodes of nobody going home.
Yeah. So we're down. So
we're not down. We're still at.
We're still at 5.
We're not down. We're still at
holding steady at 5.
Or are we down because there's still 5?
Yeah. So normally, just to refresh my memory, for a finale, for 4, they split them up into pairs, and those pairs go against each other.
Yes.
Right? And then whoever wins each of those goes against each other. That's what they have done, right?
Yes.
So what do we think they're going to do for 5?
I don't know. I don't know if it's even going to be a lip sync battle.
Yeah.
Because usually Rue mentions a little bit about that, and I feel like she hasn't.
I think she normally does that at the reunion special. She says what it will be. But for me, at this point, I am fresh out of ideas. We are 39 episodes into the season, and I have been coming up with guesses for everything that has been going on and just trying to figure this out. And my brain cannot wrap itself around what could possibly make this top 5 work.
I mean, the way this season is going, they could have 2 winners.
Yeah, that could happen again.
Yeah,
because that's happened only on All Stars.
Or 5 winners.
Well, at least if they have 2 winners, it's going to be deserving this time.
First of all, I do not like how you just shaded Monet. So
wait, why do you assume it's Monet?
Because I know. Because everybody knows that Trinity definitely outperformed her.
Mm-hmm. And if Shangela would have won season 3, Monet would have not.
Right, because we needed a black queen. So that all aside,
I said what I said.
That's right.
I am excited for the reunion, though, because it's always the time of year when I have forgotten half of the queens existed.
Yes.
And so then it's always fun to see them again to remember.
Yeah, because like I still remember Orion, but I don't remember who went home before Orion.
No, I don't.
I don't even remember who that person is.
That was Alyssa Hunter.
Was that Alyssa Hunter? Was Alyssa Hunter first to go?
No, first to go was June Jambalaya.
Oh, okay, yes, June Jambalaya. See that? Yeah, forgot.
Yeah.
Okay. Should we do do's and don'ts?
Sure. Why not?
Get into it.
So my can do is let Lady Camden win all the time, because every time Lady Camden wins, nobody goes home. Third time in a row.
So I have a double can do, since Kelly continuously does this every week. I get to do one this week. My first can do is Diabetes, period. For the whole episode.
Shocker.
The entire episode. Diabetes. Like, what? What?
What? She's a fan now, y'all. Yeah. She's a fan.
Diabetes did everything flawlessly for me this episode. But the other can do is Lady Camden. And specifically, during the lip sync, there was a moment where they panned when Rue said, Angeria, Shantae, you stay. And she lit up and she smiled and she started clapping. And then when Rue said to Willow, Shantae, you stay, you can see Camden in the back and she just drops down with excitement and like it's clapping. And it was so beautiful to me. And it was just one of those things that, that we've been talking about the whole season, like that sincere caring for one another, really rooting for each other and really wanting to see each of the other prosper. So that was my can do. Those were my can do's.
I think Lady Camden might be one of my favorite queens ever.
She's fantastic.
I'm just going to put that out there. Maybe because I have a huge crush on her, but
she's going to be one of the most famous queens to ever leave this show. I can promise you that.
I already said Rue shading Diabetes, which was hilarious.
Oh, that was so good.
But since we are talking about that, another thing that I loved, and this happens every episode, but they were especially cracking each other up tonight. The judges, when they make their punny, ridiculous jokes when people are walking on the runway, this week especially, they were cracking each other up, and that tickles me. Like when Rue was like, she's singed to the gods. And I was just like, it's like the George W. Bush thing. It's all so dumb, but it's just to make each other laugh,
Right.
And they genuinely seemed like they were having a very good time this week.
Yes.
So,
and the caffeine was back.
Yeah.
Caffeine in the mouth.
Condones.
My condone was Angeria's shoulder pads. They were driving me crazy. They just really took, and she was already kind of struggling, but those did not help her at
Took the
all.
struggle to the next
They
level.
were like moving independently. It was not great.
My condone was Bosco's outfit. Like,
Ugh.
Angeria's was at least shiny. Bosco's just looked dated and old. It just didn't look
you're
like
talking about
the video
outfit.
Yeah.
Okay. Because my condone was Bosco's runway outfit. I wanted to love it, and I still don't understand the waist belt curtain train situation that was happening. I've seen better from you, Bosco.
One other hilarious thing we have to mention that cracked me up was in Untucked when they were all doing kind of the charades of the different dance moves. And then Camden was like, it's Crystal Method.
Oh my God. Yes. When Lady Camden, oh my God. As soon as she stood up, oh my, that was so
Crystal Method.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I know.
That was funny.
Oh, I do want to say one thing. Rue's outfit on the runway. So that is what Maddie was trying to do. Because that patchwork thing, that was beautiful.
That's how you make patchwork.
That's how you do it. And I was like, oh, I see what you were trying to do, Maddie, now.
And the eye makeup. This week especially noticed that because multiple different colors.
Multiple colors, yeah.
But it didn't look gaudy or, it was gorgeous.
I love it.
It helps to have such a good team because she looks incredible.
It does.
I did not like the top of Rue's dress.
Get out of here, OT.
I was not into it.
Like, what is wrong with OT? Like,
only like Daya. You have your Daya glasses on.
I like the bottom of the dress. I was not a fan of the top. I did not like it.
Well, I think we should go around and like, what is everyone's predictions? Who do you think should win, will win, dark horse? What are your thoughts? Let's go around.
Dark horse is, of course, Diabetes. No one expected her to be here, including Rupaul. And if I had to look through a fine-tooth comb, I'm
mad you have one ready.
I have to comb my beard. It's like it itches. And combing it helps it. Joe, what I don't need is that. That's what I don't need.
Hold on.
That's what I don't need.
Your opera glasses.
I'm just trying to find your beard.
Right there. That I don't need.
Can you look to the side and like up?
Wait, hang on.
No, I cannot look to.
I got my glasses on.
Yeah. You know what? I don't need this. Yeah. So my dark horse is definitely Daya. For me, the person I believe should win the competition is Lady Camden. I think it's one thing to do well when there are 12, 11, 10 competitors and everyone is watching. But I think it's a whole other thing to win 3 of the last 5 episodes at the end when there are only 6, 7 girls.
And the challenges are harder and harder.
Yeah, and you are under far more scrutiny at that point. So for me, and I know you all are going to hate me for this, and I don't care. Like, it was the same thing that ingratiated me to Violet Chachki, right? Like, Violet.
All right, Kelly, you want to go?
Violet was doing well, and then at the end of the competition is when she started winning everything. And for me, that speaks volumes. Watching the whole progression of Camden and the fact that Camden has been able to really, really win and step up at the end when I believe it's the hardest, I think Camden for the win.
And she's just had so many iconic moments this season that this is a very hard one for me. I think I would be most disappointed if Bosco or Daya won. I still
absolutely.
Yeah, those two for me, I would be like, I wouldn't feel great.
So which of them is your dark horse then?
Well, that leaves 3 others. So out of the 3 others, Willow, Camden, Angeria, I would be happy with any of them. like genuinely happy for any of them to win.
Same.
So I have a 3 out of 5 chance, but given how this show has gone before, I feel like I'm going to be disappointed.
Yeah.
We'll see. But yeah, I agree with you on that, Kel. Any of those 3 could win, but I would like to see Camden win it at this point.
Now, on social media, Bob the Drag Queen is claiming for sure that he thinks that Daya will win. I mean, he doesn't know anything. He's just saying, like, as a fan, he's thinking Daya. And as soon as he said that, I was like, oh, she could come from behind and win. But that would be disappointing to me. I hope it's one of the other 3.
All 5 of these queens can win, sure. Me talking as a fan and based on what I feel like I have a good read on, there is no chance Daya is winning. No chance. No chance Daya is winning and no chance Angeria is winning. Bosco is the dark horse in my opinion, just because of the track record and the story and the fact that she was doing well, sunk, saved, came back, did well again. Like she was like a roller coaster ride. Right?
But why Angeria?
Angeria is one of those ones where we all called it. She started off super strong. Everything she was like the top. And then now it just feels like her shine is a little bit dimmer because I just got so much more entertained by other queens, including Daya Betty, while Angeria was kind of taking more of a backseat.
I can see that.
Agreed.
You know, and that's only why. It's nothing like Angeria. I'll take all my money. Come see it. Take all my money. Come see me. Take all my money.
You'll enjoy.
Yeah.
You'll enjoy.
I will stand there while you park and bark.
Exactly. I will live for it. I will live for it. So my top 2 queens, of course, are Willow and Lady Camden. The only person I will not be disappointed in winning truly at all is Lady Camden. I want Lady Camden to win. I want her to take it home. If she doesn't win, I am going to be a little bit sad. I know other girls deserve it, but Lady Camden for me has everything I want in a winner for RuPaul's Drag Race. To what you were saying earlier, OT and Kelly, like her trajectory, like she stumbled a little bit, but she never like hit rock bottom. And she was just like came to the challenges. The runway, she had moments. She didn't like hit like every runway great, but she had moments. Like I remember Lady Camden. Willow is like a close second. I mean, Willow is just terrific.
Yeah.
It's just the only thing that tweaks me a little bit is some of the challenges where I wanted Willow to like do great, like Snatch Game or the roast. She didn't like take it to that next level for me, and that's really the only thing.
Okay, anything else before we wrap?
Nope.
Hold on. Look at my notes.
Let's look through it with a fine-tooth comb before we go.
Yes, I will.
Thank you once again for joining us on Condone Yourself podcast. Please be sure to tune in where we break down the reunion special next week. Cannot believe we are finally there. And then in 2 weeks, we will wrap up RuPaul's Drag Race season 14. Hopefully. I mean, who knows? This finale may be like, and we're going to go one more episode.
3-parter.
One thing we know for sure, another queen won't go home next week.
That is definite. So be sure to follow us on TikTok and on Instagram at Condone Yourself Podcast. And if you feel so inclined, email us at condoneyourselfpodcast@gmail.com. Until next week, take care of yourselves and do the right thing. I don't know why I sang that.
I don't know either.
It felt right, though. Weird. It felt so right.
Do the right thing.
Let's go, Lady Camden. Lady Camden.
Lady.
L to the A to the D to the Y.
Lady Camden, my phone number is 61.
Inbox
us. If you need a date,
visit Detroit, lady.
Inbox us.
You need a date for the finale.
Yeah.
I'd be anyone's date for the finale, so it doesn't have to be Camden. Any of you who are watching, I will.
Well, height wise, you can really, just go with Daya.
Yeah,
I'm the only person that Daya would not be taller than. So, come on, Daya, I'm into you now.
There you go.
Wear that same outfit from the video.
Wow.